Should you print theater tickets with your employer's printer? Or let your child use your work computer for homework? But what about taking your spouse to the doctor's with your official car? Should you tell a friend that one of the employees of their company has a chronic illness? Let's look at these questions more closely, because an official has to follow a whole set of rules and restrictions in their work. This lecture helps to clarify what is the corrupt use of an official position, public resources, influence, and inside information. As Lecture 4 focuses on corrupt income and gifts, we will not focus on these here. The Anti-Corruption Act obliges officials to use their official position, public resources, influence, and inside information prudently. Corruption takes place when these duties are ignored and an advantage is created that is unequal or unjustified in terms of public interests. In other words, disregard for one's duties includes such cases where an official A. breaches their duties, for example, job description or law, and B. through their action creates an unjustified advantage for somebody, for example, enables the use of a service that is unavailable for others. The breach of these duties is a misdemeanor and punishable with 300 fine units, or 1,200 euros. These actions become a misdemeanor when self-interest is involved, which means the official acts in the interest of themselves or third persons. Corrupt use of an official position presupposes that the official is competent to perform a certain kind of act, but they either do not perform their duty, go beyond their competence, or use it in breach of the rules of discretion. For example, a customs official uses cigarettes without a tax stamp, which they have themselves confiscated in the performance of their duties. A construction advisor prepares a certificate of occupancy for a building, although the building does not comply with requirements. Or an inspector does not issue a fine for their son-in-law's company. Public resources are, for example, amounts allocated from the state budget, assets of the public sector that are allocated to a public firm or foundation, and workforce employed or equipment, software, fuel, communication services, or electricity purchased with these resources. For example, rules for the use of work telephones or official cars may be established to restrict personal calls and trips. The violation of these restrictions or limits constitutes a breach of duties. If no such restrictions have been established in the organization, then this cannot be regarded as a corruptive use of public resources. Let's focus more on the use of official cars, since this is of interest to the public. Official cars may be used for personal trips only in justified cases. For example, in case of a leaky pipe at home that must be dealt with immediately. Organizations must have separate rules established for the use of official cars and keep mileage logs. Fringe benefits tax shall be calculated from personal trips and compensation shall be requested from the driver. A personal official car is permitted for the Prime Minister, ministers, Secretary of State, and chancellors, but they too must use it purposefully. Let's move on from cars. Corruption is also involved in situations where a principal creates a position of work for their child for the summer period. A hospital manager orders administrative employees to renovate their house, or a chancellor, who is involved in business training, organizes the training in their ministry's workrooms. It must be asked again and again whether the created advantage is unequal or unjustified from the point of view of public interest. If you bring a pen home from work, charge a personal phone from the workplace's outlet, let your child use your work computer for homework, or print a couple of pages of private messages with the office printer, then you are within the limits of what is allowed. However, if, for example, the organization's resources are kept or sold, this may constitute a criminal offense. For example, embezzlement. An example of corrupt use of influence is a case where a police officer uses their official position to help their friend to redeem a debt from a third person, or when a minister wants to expand their house and alludes to their position when collecting signatures from neighbors, or when a taxation official calls to a police officer they know for them to stall with a traffic misdemeanor matter for their brother-in-law for it to expire. If the brother-in-law also pays to the taxation official, then this is influence peddling, which is a criminal offense. Apart from influence peddling, the corrupt use of power does not entail compensation. The person who uses power corruptively does not necessarily sell it, but may use it directly for their own benefit. Inside information is, for example, contracts, information in databases, letters by citizens, and information obtained from meetings. Inside information may be misused when sharing information from databases, giving advice, or providing consultation, and so on. The precondition for the corrupt use of inside information is also the breach of duties and creation of an unequal or unjustified advantage. In addition, the disclosure of information has to affect the rights or obligations of a third person, and therefore sharing information about unpublished research is not necessarily the corrupt use of inside information if this does not affect anyone's rights and obligations.